Hello guys and welcome back. This is of course Mr. Siege with episode 2 of Rate Your Siege. Now I've actually put the last results from episode 1 into a table. At the moment Hot Choco Taco is rank 1. Obviously you can see gold, silver and bronze. Now obviously this is going to change massively. We've only done one episode. We've only rated 5 people's marches. And so yeah, we've got 7 for equipment, 9 for armaments, and a total of 8. Now I did tweak it a little bit from what I said on the video. I've gone through all the results, and obviously it was just like off the top of my head. I didn't even do any cuts or anything like that. Didn't edit the video. It was just as it was at the time, just like now, just like literally as I'm going to do now. I'm going to put a message out in the Siege crew, which is this chat on obviously on the game. And if you want to be part of this chat, if you're not already, I've had loads of people join today and asked to take part in this Siege crew. Now, add me in the game and I will add you to the Siege crew whenever I get a chance to. Now, if I forget, just tell me again, because the chances are I will forget. Okay, I've done my best today, and I think I've done a decent job, to be honest with you. So, in second place, we've got Doc Wolski, and in a close third position, Avoca Bro, and I think that's going to change today. Only 6.5. It's still not a bad march. Go and check it out if you haven't already. Decent gear and armaments. And unfortunately, we've got CM from 3069 in last place at the moment. But I'm hoping that doesn't stay like that for the whole series. I don't know how long it's going to last for. Probably not that long, to be honest with you. But I'm enjoying it. It's going to be a bit of fun. So I'm going to get this message put in the Siege crew. Okay, they are aware of it, and I'm just going to write it right now. Send those commander shares? No, share those commanders. I think we'll change it to. They say they are aware of it, so people should be on the button ready, hopefully. And whilst we wait for people to come through, obviously it's first come first serve, so. We'll see what happens. And again, I mentioned in the last video, 3069, my kingdom, we are recruiting. Obviously, a great kingdom, great alliance, Phoenix family. We've got 4 stars. Probably should have got a star this KVK, to be honest with you. We actually fought our allies in Kingsland, and that's another story from another video, a couple of videos ago. So go and check that out if you're interested. We're a low AC kingdom. Obviously dropped a bit of power over KVK, got a lot of kit deads and stuff like that, but we did very well overall. We were the highest DKP camp in this KVK, so I think we've done very, very well. So let's go and take a look. Hopefully people have been showing commanders. Yes, we've got a few. Big Javo, look, 3069. We've got plenty of Siege players in this kingdom. Great Siege players. CM, yeah, you let us down a bit there, buddy. But first of all, we've got Big Javo, actually a good friend of mine. And you know what, this guy messages me nearly every day, to be honest with you. So I think he's been ready for this. He's been waiting. And here we go. So we're looking good so far. Let's take a look. And in fact, he's obviously been unlucky with his crits. He's only got 1 crit. Although, I guess that's not unlucky because, I think he's only got 2 sets maybe of Siege gear. Which I say only. 2 sets is very, very good. 2 at level 2 here, enemy defense ignored, which is again great, and enemy health ignored on the Lone Wolf's leather tassets. Not sure why he didn't make another Siege set. Maybe he's just sticking with 2 potentially. And look at this, level 3 unit capacity 1.5. That's actually not bad. Troop health as well for the Horn of Fury. So again, Horn and Plume. I think that's a good choice. I would probably go Horn and Ring, but let's talk about the saddle actually briefly. So I think the saddle could actually be really good on your Gauge Armada and Cordoba March. Now obviously this needs to be tested. So maybe next KVK I will get this saddle and give it a go. I don't think it's going to be a terrible accessory to have on a march. So we'll give it a go, give it some testing, and we'll see what sort of healing that does on this Gauge Armada Cordoba March. And obviously, yeah, that gives an extra 3% of Siege unit defense and a 1% march speed as well, which you can't argue with there. Now, obviously, going off what we looked at yesterday, I'm going to say this is about on par with those other best equipments we saw from the last episode. Now, I want to see I want to see a level 10. You know, top tier 10 rated equipment, all level 5 siege stuff, which obviously is very rare. I know there's a couple of people out there with it. I mean, there's a handful of people probably with absolutely max siege sets. So let's get you on and see if you can reach the top of my siege rankings. So I'd say this is a 7. Okay, this is a solid 7, and this guy's going to get great results. And he is getting great results, believe me. He's shared those results with me, Big Javo. Okay, first of all, see Merciless. Now, I've obviously mentioned Merciless many times in the past. And, yeah, I'm not a big fan of it. But I'll be honest with you. In this KVK we've just had, Merciless would have been a good inscription because I've been in and out of battles so many times. The balls have been pretty terrible, to be honest with you. We can never stay in contact with the enemy longer than probably 20-30 seconds. So Merciless has probably been actually very good this KVK. And you know what? It's a legendary inscription. I do prefer ballistics if you're in contact a long time. Even cohesive is very good. But Merciless, yeah, okay. Certain situations, it's going to be very useful. In an altar fight, I'd probably avoid it. Phalanx, again, it's not bad. So whenever you use an active skill, the troop has 30% chance to gain a shield. It's only like a small shield as well. It's not crazy. And then we've got Patronage, which is obviously 2% extra damage whenever it receives healing for the next 3 seconds. Again, not crazy. But it's not a bad one to have. You know, again, you could be worse. And Sharp Arrows, a 4% boost to range normal damage dealt is very good, to be honest with you. That's definitely one of the best, second best in slot. And great stats on here, really good stats. So, in fact, his armaments, I think I'll give him an 8. You know, it could have pushed to an 8.5 maybe, with a little bit better inscription. You know what? I'm going to be generous because he's a good friend of mine. We're going to give him 8.5. There you go, buddy. Overall, I think very good. So what do we give him? We give him a 7 for equipment and an 8.5 for armaments. So we're looking at about 7.75 there overall. Now that actually puts him in second place at the moment. So let's look at the second one. Selfish Failure, of course, again in my kingdom, 3069. Now we're recruiting right now, so the link for our Discord migration server is in the description of this video. So go and check it out if you're interested. We're looking for some top quality players, not just Siege, but if you've got a quality Siege marks like some of these guys, then you're encouraged to join, because we do love Siege in this kingdom. Most people. Let's not mention names higher. So yeah, this is Selfish Failure. Okay, and overall, looking at now, it's a good set of equipment, pretty similar to what we've been seeing for everyone else. A drum and a horn. I mean, that's great rage gain. I presume he's looking at running multiple siege marches. If you've got a drum, you'd want to be running 3 siege marches if you're going to run a drum and a siege march, really. Now, I know there is going to be other people around you, but you kind of want to benefit from it with your own marches. So again, I'm going to give you, Selfish, a 7 out of 10 for your equipment. You know, actually, yeah, I'm going to give you... No, you know what? That's a bit generous. I think others have had tier 2s, tier 3s. I'm going to give you a 6.75. Okay, a very generous 6.75, I think, for your equipment there. And I know your armaments are good because I'm very jealous of Astute. 10% boost to range normal damage dealt. Yeah, that's crazy good. You know, it's not costing you anything, not costing any rage. So that is probably the best inscription you can get as a ranged player. So I'm super jealous. I have not landed that yet, which I'm gutted about, believe me. Again, we spoke about Merciless, so we're not going to go into that again. Sharpshooter, you know, I think it's the best in slot, but because you're losing rage, it's very questionable. Now, because Selfish Siege here has got a horn and a drum, I think that's probably going to counter that 50 rage you lose, and you're always going to get that 5% boost to range normal damage dealt. So I think he has sort of countered that very well there. So I think that's going to work out well for him. And of course, yeah, Bloody Bolt, 2% boost to range normal damage dealt, and yeah, 5% more range normal damage to enemy troops less than 50% units remaining, which is very good as well. And looking at these stats on here again, really, really good. You got a very high attack there. You know, I've not seen many with 11.5% attack. You know, around 10 is good, but getting over that is very hard. So I think you've got some great stats, and 4.7% all damage. You know what? I think your armaments are very, very good indeed, and I think I'm going to give you a 9.5. I'm going to be that generous and give you a 9.5 on your armaments. Okay, I think very strong. I mean, you could have got lucky and got a double inscription here. What's a Astute on? Yeah, I think 9.5 is a little bit generous, maybe. I'm going to give you 9.25. Okay, 9.25. I think I give you 6.75 for your equipment. So that's averaging out. I can't do that in my head, but we'll stick it on the table. I think you might be top with that, to be honest with you. No, I think you're going to be 8 as well. Your total rating is going to be 8. So I think you're joint first here. Selfish siege, selfish siege or selfish failure. Got your selfish failure, mate. I'm actually getting mixed up here, but this is it. Obviously doing it basically live, but not live. And yeah, selfish failure. It used to be called failed whale, and everyone in my kingdom knows him very well. So rank 1, joint rank 1 there. Well done. Great armaments. That has really brought you up. And you know, once you work on that equipment, you know, getting a couple of crits or, you know, higher tiers, you could be rank 1, the top player. Probably better than mine, to be honest with you. Those armaments are crazy. So Black Swan is my next one. This is number 3. So let's check out this. Okay, you know, it's just got the basic set of legendary siege equipment, which is great. Infantry ring on there. I don't know if you just swapped it for this, maybe. I don't know, but ring and horn, very good. I've got to give you a 6 point. I'm gonna have to give you a 6.752, I think, on that one. I know. Failure had a crit on there as well, but yeah, I think that's fair. And Tremors, I did say Tremors is good, to be honest with you. Bloody Bolt, again, good. Spiked, 3.5% attack, nice enough. 3.5% health with Hardy. Some decent stats. Yeah, you know what, overall, I think your armaments are pretty good. Probably going to give you a 7, though, for armaments. Stats are very good, 1.9% all damage. I think these could be better. So there's definitely room for improvement. And overall, you're probably going to get about a 7 overall as well. So pretty strong there. That'll put you joint with Doc Wolski, but we're gonna stick you in the table for next time, and you'll see your position. So hopefully you rank pretty well. You've got to be like top 4 or 5 now anyway. Right, where are we next? We are on Fenoglio, and that will be our 4th one. Then we're going to just do FL Man and leave it like that. Hades, you're just too late, matey. So we're going to catch you hopefully on the next one. Again, I'll give you another heads up. So let's go, Fenoglio. Okay, right, we've not got as great gear as a glance now. So let's check it out. Yeah, it's not terrible still. At least you've got 3 crits there, and they do give decent stats as well. Obviously your accessories, you have got ancient stratagems, which I'd have preferred to see Delane's, to be honest with you, but it's not bad. the march speed, again, I'd rather see Delane's instead of march speed, but it will help you on the field. So I think, obviously, it's better than CM from the last episode. I'm going to give you a 6, I think, for your equipment. I think 6 is fair. It might be a little bit generous. No, you know what? I'm going to give you 5.5. I don't think I'm going to be too generous with that because the accessories could be a lot better. So 5.5 for equipment, and your armaments, again, phalanx, we've seen that. Fine horse, just march speed. Ballistics, again, that is a great inscription, and sharp arrows, again, very, very good. Yeah, definitely room for improvement. We've got gold gathering speed, 12.2%. I mean, that's crazy. Fair play to you on that march. Very, very lucky indeed. But we do want siege stats. So I'm going to give you, I think a 7 would be fair. You've got about 20% stats there. And 2.5% march speed. Yeah, 7 would be fair, I think, on that one. So a 5.5 and a 7, you're looking around 6-ish overall. Luckily, it doesn't put your bottom note. CM, I think, mate, you're still a bit worse than that. CM's at a 5. Come on, we need to be worse than CM. Come on, I don't want you to be in last place too long, buddy. And what else have we got now? So last one, FL man. Okay, CM, you're still bottom of the list, mate. I can tell you now. Unless these armaments are actually terrible. Let's have a look. Okay, these are pretty good and very similar to what we've seen before. So I will give you, yeah, ring and plume. Yeah, definitely. You definitely want a horn on there. I'm going to give you 6.75. I don't know why I'm doing 7.5s, but we'll give you 6.75. Possibly a little bit generous. And yeah, we've got most furious. So you don't want skill damage on a smite damage commander. Wait, where? Okay, you've got good stats. Maybe he's waiting for a sharpshooter. Strange one. You don't want furious really. And, bonus to all types of skill damage dealt, which is kind of pointless because you'll only sort of get that when you're being attacked at melee range. Bloody Bolt's good though, Line Shot's good, and 3% less counter damage of all types, so that's a bit like your Delanes, which is, that's good as well. Stat-wise, really good. I'm really unsure about your Furious, unless you're running maybe with Babur. Maybe he's running Garja Babur. But I think it doesn't matter too much. You've got some good inscriptions everywhere else, and your stats are very good as well. So I'm going to give you 7. No, 7 is not generous enough. 7.5. So you had a 6.75 and a 7.5. So you're looking about 7.2 overall. That's putting you in a decent position on this table. Now again, guys, if you want to take part in the next episode, I'm just going to blast it out like this, as normal. You guys have missed it, unfortunately. Pew Pew, you've got three marches there. Let's have a quick glance. Okay, yeah, we're looking good. We're going to look good there. Let's save that for the next one. Okay, now it's been great having you all on here, and obviously you Siege guys are very enthusiastic, so I'm enjoying this a lot. Love seeing your guys' gear and everything else. It's great. Now, if you want to join the Siege crew on the game, add me as a friend and we'll get you on, and hopefully next time will be your chance on Rate Your Siege. Thanks guys, take care, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.